Well, there are plenty of things that we're not really told about when we enter into the spiritual world and start to explore and inquire there. The whole awakening experience begins, it would seem, with light and frequency analysis and an overwhelm of downloading knowledge from the ether. And it's all fun and exciting, and we might even levitate. But then comes the reality of that, because when you raise consciousness, you raise the unconscious. And so what does that mean? That means that what has previously happened to you in life, the memories, your experiences from this life, for those of you that have the belief system from other lives, come forward from the unconscious part of our mind into consciousness, where we experience them again. What very few people realise is that we can then feel as though we've gone into some extra sadness, some state of temporary depression, and suddenly all the sparkle seems to have gone. What I'm telling you is that's exactly what should be happening. Next comes the tears. And some people have said to me, I don't want to start crying because I just don't think I'll stop. And if we go across to the GP critique, they'll come up with a reason why if you cry for more than 1 minute now, apparently you have some kind of disorder. But they have a complete neglect of some old knowledge in old spirituality. It's that at some point we need to purge our systems. And so we can start crying and don't stop. And we don't even know why we're crying or where this sadness is coming from. Well, the sadness comes from 2 or 3 different places. Sometimes we have our personal sadness that we have to work through. Sometimes we connect with the earth and we're sad about what's happening there and what people have done to Mother Earth. And then we can just be in touch with the spirit of sadness. You know, part of the human experience is that we go through incarnations, and that always really means that we have to have let go of some previous stage, that we have to work through the ending of a chapter, some temporary kind of loss. But where is all this loss being accrued, if not in the unconscious part of the collective mind? And so when I talk about holograms, this is a classic example. Something like spiritual sadness is actually perfectly normal. Unfortunately not written anywhere other than in my work and not really discussed. But you'll know when you're doing very deep work because your eyes will be very puffy. And, you know, sometimes people cry for 2 or 3 weeks, a few months even. But I don't think that that is the real problem. The problem is that it's misunderstood as part of the process of a spiritual awakening. And I'll leave you with these thoughts that the nuns actually collect their tears in little bottles, and those tears are then used for healing. And so it might be good to stay in the love and the light, but actually real proper spiritual growth and personal development and progress of the soul takes us through the land of tears and sadness. And I would just say, go cry and then thank God for that.